And where were you after university? Ariel's hands clench. We're your best suspects? A missing woman's sister and her daughter? Aunt Shell is about to jump in with another peace offering, but Detective Kane simply nods in understanding. This has all been a terrible shock, but I promise, finding your mother is my #1 priority. Ariel clamps her mouth shut, not wanting to point out that's highly unlikely. She may know her mother is a wonderful, caring, kooky woman, but to Detective Kane, she's little more than a case number in a long list of case numbers. She sighs. She's not normally this rude and obnoxious. It's just that she's never had so much taken from her in such a short period of time. I went to the market after school to pick up the ingredients for dinner. It was Ariel's turn to cook, and she planned on preparing pumpkin ravioli. She stops herself from relaying the near miss with the speeding car. Aunt Shell has enough to worry about right now. I'd just accidentally dropped the bags when Aunt Shell rang. Detective Kane pauses in his scribbles. We had an incident with a speeding vehicle on Market Street. Do you know anything about that? I heard some commotion, but I didn't really see anything. Ariel hedges, conscious she's not a great liar. Detective Kane waits to see if Ariel will say anything else, but she gazes at him blankly. She doesn't want the jerk on Market Street to be any more of a priority in the detective's caseload. His mouth thins. Well, if you remember anything, let me know. He passes Ariel his card and she takes it, nodding. So much for her mother being his #1 priority. A few more scribbled notes and Detective Kane snaps his notebook shut. Our next step is to see if anyone saw or heard anything, and to get the forensics report. I'll be in contact with you tomorrow morning, either way. Ariel waits as Aunt Shell sees the detective out. The room is disturbingly silent. The emptiness is a suffocating weight. Aunt Shell returns and stops on the other side of the room. She swallows, her gaze roaming over the room before it settles on Ariel. She scans her from head to toe as she approaches, as if making sure she's unhurt. Ariel's lip trembles. Then her heart shudders in her chest. She's most definitely hurting. Her legs give out and she sinks to the floor. She runs a shaky finger over the splotches on her boots, now the color of dried blood. Oh, Ari! Aunt Shell chokes as she sinks beside her, pulling her into her arms. Ariel clasps her back, hating the grief that's crowding around them. Where is she, Aunt Shell? She whispers. Her father disappeared and was never found, assumed dead. And now, her mother is gone too.